Today I want to talk about USCCB preview. Now, with with the news today, there was some interesting news coming from the National Catholic Register, and it was basically about Joe Biden visiting Europe. He wanted to make a stop at the Vatican, and he wanted to attend Mass. Apparently, this is all what the National Catholic Register is reporting. The thing was, the Vatican. I don't know if Joe Biden wanted to meet with Pope Francis, but he didn't. Joe Biden did not only not attend Mass, he did meet with Pope Francis. So neither of those came to be, and I don't know if that was actually his intent or not. I don't know if the Vatican canceled the event or the meeting, or if they declined the meeting. But I think it would have caused quite a scandal if Biden had attended Mass at the Vatican and received communion. So that was an interesting thing to note in just one day before the USCCB General Assembly. Now, as for the USCCB meeting, it's going to be virtual. They planned this very far in advance, and so they didn't just decide not to change their mind on where the location was. It is via Zoom, and that's going to save them some money because the hotel rooms cost $300 a person at the hotel they normally stay at. So this is going to be a cost saver for them, and that's going to be pretty good. So I think that's a positive aspect. But as for the live stream, it will be broadcast on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Wednesday will be from 2:30 to 4 Eastern, Thursday from 1 to 4 Eastern, and Friday 1 to 2:30 Eastern. So I like to post a lot of video clips about what is going on, what the bishops say on the USCCB meeting. So what we can expect is the big thing is denying pro-abortion politicians communion. The bishops have talked about Eucharistic coherence. It's one of those terms where I don't know if they think they're being clever or not, but it's one of those terms that really doesn't. I don't know why you wouldn't just talk about mortal sin, but that's beyond me. Um, but a lot of bishops have released statements on Eucharistic coherence, long letters, like 15-page letters. Archbishop Acula of Denver, Bishop Olmsted of Phoenix, Archbishop Corleone of San Francisco. I don't know if Bishop Paprocki released a letter or not, but there are a lot of bishops that have more or less supported the idea of denying communion to pro-abortion politicians. So that's going to be on the agenda, and give credit to Archbishop Gomez. He hasn't budged. He wanted to talk about this, and Supich and Whirl, not Whirl, Archbishop Gregory, Cardinal Gregory, Cardinal Tobin, they have all pressured him, or they have at least went to Rome and tried to lobby Rome in favor of not discussing denying pro-abortion politicians communion. So give credit to Archbishop Gomez for not budging on his stance that he wants to talk about this. Now, what are people going to say? I don't know. Is there going to be a showdown between bishops? Probably not, because the good guys are pretty tentative. They're very hesitant to criticize their fellow bishops, whereas Supich doesn't have any problem expressing his opinions on anything. And I don't know that he's a favorite among a lot of bishops. I don't know that a lot of bishops really like, and that's because of his outspoken nature in favor of anti-Catholic ideas. So the action items, obviously, it's going to be discussion on Eucharistic coherence, but there's other things, there's other action items on the agenda. I don't even know if the issue of denying Biden or pro-abortion politicians communion, I don't know if that's even going to be discussed on Wednesday's agenda. I think that there's going to be other things. There's a cause for canonization for servant of God Joseph Verbus Lafleur and servant of God Marinus Leonard LaRue. Approval of 3 translations by the International Commission on English and Liturgy for use in the Diocese of the United States, a national pastoral framework for marriage and family life ministry in the United States, called to the joy of love. So I wonder if this is going to take place based on the ideas of Amoris Laetitia, because if they do, then yeah, I don't know that that would be very productive. Also, they're going to be talking about Native American ministry, and it looks like one of the last items on the list. It says the approval of the drafting of a formal statement on the meaning of the Eucharist and the life of the Church. So, are they going to be approving a discussion, or are they going to be approving an actual statement? So, I don't really know. I doubt that they will actually come up with any kind of meaningful statement. That's my expectation. And then the last thing is the approval of the drafting of a national pastoral framework for youth and young adults. So I wonder if Bishop Barron is going to be involved in this. I know he was involved in talking about the youth and discussing like how to get youth, how to reach out to the youth. He discussed that, I don't know if it was last year or the year before. So I wonder if he'll have a hand in this specific piece, and I wonder if he'll present on this specific topic. But getting back to the drafting of a formal statement on the meaning of the Eucharist in the life of the Church, I think it's really just going to say, okay, the Eucharist is a central part of the Catholic faith, which is true. And it probably, I don't know. I don't think it will, I don't think it will basically involve anything really significant. So I know Archbishop Cordileone's been pretty outspoken in favor of denying pro-abortion politicians communion. When it comes to his diocese, his archdiocese, Eric Sammons asked him point blank, "Are you going to deny communion to Nancy Pelosi?" And he said, "Well, I want to be pastoral, and we haven't reached that point yet." Blah, blah. And we're basically just like, okay, let's just deny them communion, because it's very clear that they oppose the Catholic faith, but they present themselves as Catholics in good standing. And until a bishop makes a statement, they're going to continue to be recognized as a Catholic in good standing, as is Joe Biden. And I think that a lot of the bishops, they are very concerned about the precedent that's being set, because I talk about the Biden bishops. Who knows who they really are, but I know for a fact that Cardinal Tobin supported the election of Biden. I think Bishop McElroy was a Biden supporter as well. They made their opinions publicly known, and there was extreme concern among a lot of bishops. And there's a lot of bishops that don't speak up. So I'd be interested to hear what their opinions are. Now, in this Zoom meeting, each bishop only gets one or so opportunities to speak, pretty much one opportunity to speak in the entire conference, just because, as I showed you on the time frames, it's pretty short. It's going to be several hours each day, but you can imagine it would be hard to get a bunch of bishops' opinions in if they have a bunch of different opinions. They're only going to speak once. Unless they're a powerful cardinal like Supich, Tobin, Gregory, they'll probably get several opportunities to speak. But the good ones like Bishop Strickland, he's only going to get one opportunity to speak. I hope he doesn't get caught up in the Vatican II mud, as I refer to it, or, sometimes he tends to go off in the weeds a little bit. He'll just kind of get lost in his own thoughts, and he'll make a statement. It's not going to be a very strong one. I hope that the good bishops, they're very deliberate about what they choose to say. They make their strong statements and just leave it at that. So that's my hope for that. And as for this channel, I'm going to be posting some video clips after the fact, and it always varies. A lot of bishops have a lot of nothing to say. It's just basically like one example of the last USCCB meeting, it was also via Zoom, and a lot of the bishops were saying, "Oh, well, here's what we did during the shutdowns, and we're so sad that we had to close the churches and all this." And I was like, save it, because I don't, like, you voluntarily shut down your churches. So I don't want to hear hear about how sad you were that churches had to close down. You voluntarily decided to close them down. So step up and apologize. I didn't hear any apologies from any of the bishops. So that was kind of pathetic. And but you did get to hear what some of them really thought. So the Archbishop John Wester of Santa Fe, New Mexico, talked about how he encouraged people to stay home, how home is the holy place. And if that's the case, then they don't need to give any money. The lay people don't need to give any money to the archdiocese. So that was pretty interesting. And it also uh, certainly gave a questionable message as the sacrament. So I like to pick out some of these subtle things that some of the bishops are saying. But now we have a better idea of who is against us, because there was the LMNOP statement where the bishops supported, a number of bishops supported this LMNOP youth project, and the Biden bishops. I know Archbishop Dennis Schnurr of Cincinnati. He said that he didn't sign the Biden document written by Archbishop Gregory. He said he wanted to see a copy, which I think is fair. I'd be interested in seeing a copy of the statement as well, especially for any bishop. They should be interested in at least seeing a copy of what their Supich is saying and see what they're up against. So, but he said he didn't sign it. He said his name was written down and he didn't intend to sign it. And so I wonder if there's also going to be some conflicts. Like I said, I don't think so. But yeah, I'm going to be posting, and I don't really particularly enjoy watching the USCCB meeting. But one thing I'm going to be watching for is Frank Walker's comments. I think that's going to be pretty funny at Canon 212. He's going to have a lot of interesting things to say about what the bishops say. So that'll be pretty entertaining. But for me, it's not particularly enjoyable, but I do think that what I do enjoy is getting you the information, summarizing these bishops' statements into small video clips, maybe 2-3 minute video clips, so that you can watch, be informed. And I know I did have a comment on the last USCCB meeting. I posted a video of Supich. He was, blathering his nonsense. And someone said, why would you bother posting this? And for me, it's to keep you guys informed. I want to show you what the bishops are saying so that you understand what's going on, the situation we face in the United States, and you can make an informed decision about which bishops are corrupt, which bishops promote the Catholic faith, and which bishops oppose it. So that's definitely one of my goals on this channel, is to inform you. That's why I talk about the news. So this USCCB meeting is a very good way to get this kind of information, make an informed decision on base it on your own opinion, and get the unbiased facts, watch the source itself, and this is going to take us to, I think this is a really important USCCB meeting. I think it'll be significant, because if the bishops decide to do nothing about Joe Biden, if they just decide to release some kind of statement saying basically what the church already says, basically what the bishops already say, then it's not going to accomplish anything. It's going to hurt the church, or at least hurt the lukewarm people, because they're going to just move on as if nothing has happened. So, all right, that's all I have today. The next few days, you're going to see a bunch of video clips pop up on this channel, and hopefully you find them informative. I don't know how many video clips, but it's going to be one after another. It's going to be a lot of watching for me, and it's going to be a lot of uploading. So stay tuned, and then I might have my reaction after the entire meeting is over. So until then, thank you so much for watching. We are the laity, and we will not be silent.